you so much for coming today. We appreciate your being here, and especially for this particular sector, which has been very forthcoming in terms of utilization of technology. When I was preparing for this, I tried to look at what are the interesting trends that are happening in this space. And I'll share some of the trends that I picked, which are also some of the discussions that will happen today and tomorrow. But it's a really exciting time to be in your space and at this time, given the technologies and what technology is doing within the banking sector. So first of all, you can't talk about any sector today, any sector, without seeing what generative AI is doing. It's disrupting everywhere. But the disruption is good because it's giving us ample opportunity for us to be better, work better, faster, more accurate. The banking sector has been deploying a lot of automation tools, chatbots, and all these things. But now I think those things are like on steroids, right? They're like on steroids, and and getting to other even non-banking or non-financial services activities that are happening within the bank. So one of the predictions, and this is Deloitte, they're saying by 2032, generative AI in the banking market is projected to get value of about 9.7 billion US dollars. 9.7. So you can imagine this is just the beginning of all this, because yes, we've had AI in a lot of spaces, but generative AI came and just disrupted everything. So generative AI is projected to have that kind of value by 2032. Then the other trend that I notice is embedded finance. Is a lot of you have started to utilize and deploy these kind of trends. But according to EY, they're saying the volume of payments is surged to $6.5 trillion by 2025. That's a lot of money. Yeah? And this is things like buy now, pay later, completely not so much into the banking space per se, but extended by things like open banking and APIs and all that stuff. Then when you talk about open banking now, research says open banking is going to be worth about 128 billion by 2030. But most importantly, especially for you guys, is the ability of open banking being able to open up like new markets through third parties and via API. So new services coming into the bank and things, banking as a service becoming live. In my past life, I tried to talk to banks on how we can create, because I used to work a lot with startups. And startups have their own kind of crowd, and they build very interesting technologies and services. Um, and they really want to work with banks, but there's a trust issue between the startup, which is completely unregulated. It's 2 months short, they don't even know what regulation means. And then you have a bank which is heavily regulated. So then you're like, so we want to work with banks. Banks are like, we want to work with you, but there's a lot of things that you need to do. So one of the things we wanted to do was create like a middleware where we can de-risk the bank from the startups and have the startups plug in to the banking infrastructure, and then just let the magic do. So have banking as a service. So this is a trend that is slowly becoming a reality. And when we were pitching it 5 years ago, nobody wanted to hear that. But AI is also transforming customer experience, like on steroids. Yeah, hyper personalization, which is a topic that will be there's going to be a panel discussion on hyper personalization. But you can imagine personalization at scale, where you can look at, because you have data, you have AI, so you can actually look at my behavior and build products for me, products that are designed specifically for me, looking at what I do or how I behave. So if you know that every Friday I have to go to bar next door at 5 o'clock, you can make funds available for me just for that period, even if I don't have money in the account. Yeah? So things like those, some really cool stuff that you can use data to create. So there's a lot of things that are happening. There are a lot of technologies that are enabling your sector. And we hope that, you'll be able to, oh, somebody told me as long as it doesn't touch the core banking, it's okay. Is that true? Yeah. When somebody hears their core banking be touched, they're like, don't go there. Don't go there. But core banking is also being disrupted. How many of you have gone to the cloud with your core banking? Which bank? Standard Chartered. You've gone to the cloud with your core banking. See, it can happen. Yeah. So some of the things that technology is availing us. But wrapping all this, I think it's the elephant in the room, which is security. I think all innovation needs to be done in a secure environment. And every day you hear threat attacks where services are degraded or impacted. So as we innovate, we always need to, this whole concept about security by design. So you're not building stuff, then think about security later. Security has to be embedded in your design, your product design, program design, and your services. So these are some of the interesting things that I picked, and I thought, I would share as with this session. So over that, maybe I can just share some of the things that are upcoming from DX5. We always congregate people from different sectors. So our next engagement after this is smart government, where we're working with the government to also try and push technology in that direction and get people inspired, and look at how technology can actually improve service delivery. This will be on on the 24th and 25th of July. Then we have Smart Health. So we're doing Smart Health in South Africa next month. That's and September we'll do Smart Health here in Kenya. So we did Smart Health in Johannesburg last year, and it was a massive success. So we're doing a repeat of that, and then we are also now introducing it to the East African market and to West Africa. And then we have a smart industry. And smart industry really is the logistics, manufacturing space. So this would be on the 20th of June. That's next month. Then InsurTech, which is targeted to the insurance industry. I know there are some insurance people in here, right? But no, banks nowadays actually are all insurance companies, no? Yeah, so we have InsurTech coming up also on the 15th of August. And then the big event that we normally host at the end of the year, CIO 100, which will be on the 20th and 21st of November. This is where a lot of people call me and tell me, have I won? Yeah. So the applications for the CIO 100 award will be on from next week. So check out our website and put in your projects, and hopefully you will be the CIO of the year. You never know. Okay. So thank you so much again. Now I will take this back to Ian. Thank you.